Hey everybody, it's Luna Bell. Y'all, I will tell you one of the things I've been struggling with here lately with myself, and I say struggle because I'm trying to understand. Y'all, when I go quiet, I'm doing a lot of internal work. You know, that's just me. But I'm gonna tell you one of the things one of the narcissistic habits I have, and one of the things, like I said, I struggle with. And I made a comment in one of my audios to Miss Cindy with a real life real crime that I thought that my words, 4 on my timer, were a way of protecting myself. And she had made a reply back in her audio that, yeah, she thought so as well. Well, that was what Woody had mentioned, that it was like a shield, a way for me to protect myself. And I was reminded of that yesterday. And y'all, I know I did a post and about speaking about wanting to reach out to my children, but the issue with communication. And this is the area that I'm speaking about. Now, y'all, I'm what they call the Gen X, but y'all, I don't make any excuses for anything. I'm probably tougher on myself than I am on anybody. 134 on my timer. I'm laughing because there's a highway that's 134 here, y'all. Anyhows, one of the things growing up is that we were known for just, if you wanted to be roasted, yeah, that was us. I laugh and I smile now, but most of the times it was a lot of joking, but it was serious. I mean, the art, and it was considered an art of an insult. I remember growing up with me and the sister above me and being here in Alabama. I grew up in Columbus, Georgia, y'all. Anyhow, we were here one Christmas, and I remember one of our aunts, actually two of them, well, they did encourage us. Everybody encouraged, well, they'd encourage you and you'd roast each other. I mean, you just insult the motherfucking shit out of each other. That's what you did. But y'all, words are a weapon. They do hurt. And now, looking back, there are times in my life, and there is one in particular that I am reminded of. And y'all, and I have a memory that is triggered by this, by my growing up things my mom did. She would call us her little soldiers, but y'all, I mean, anyhow, words are cruel. But there was this one young lady, and I remember the two masculine energies. I won't spare them. It was my son and his roommate. They were trying to get a girl to go home. And they were like, Mom, we don't want her, blah, 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 blah. Mom, go say something, make her, well, y'all, I remember the feeling. I felt like something just went dead inside me. But that's where the flashback from my youth comes in, okay? That's what I'm telling there. What I did, I roasted her, but y'all, I remember the look at that girl's eyes still. I remember the look in my kids' eyes. And now, when I look at myself and I want to communicate, and the struggle is that I'm trying to learn a new way. And one of the first questions I ask myself is like, the fuck am I going to say? How am I going to say it? How do I learn a new way? Oh, but more than that, y'all, is also taking into account that all that I'm going through now. And y'all, I was given that young lady as an example that I use for myself now. I still look at that incident. I still see the pain in that girl's eyes. It was more than pain that I caused. But y'all, and understanding that our words are not just a protective shield, that they are indeed, we are those Queen of Swords going with our words. And how painful they are. I remember seeing the light fade out of that girl's eyes, even though her physical body was standing and moving in front of me. This is what I struggle to change. That protective mechanism, 555 on my timer, that so many of us have, that we grew up with and that we adapted and still use. We struggle with ourselves to find a new way of communicating. But those who, like me, have been under extreme GS or targeting by and y'all, my mama is a malignant parent with the FDIA and all the tendencies, sadism and all. This goes beyond that. This is repetitive and serial in nature. So are our words. So are our words. This is what I work on. And sometimes we just don't know how, but we got to find a way. We got to find a way to both be vulnerable. And in being vulnerable, we're learning to set down our protective shield, those words, to open up to other people. Even when we may see a pattern in others that we don't like. This is one of the things I'm realizing is I want friends or acquaintances, but I'm very protective of my energy. And if I see you doing things that have been done to me, my thing is I'm like, But I'm also realizing that if I do that with every little pattern I see, I will never be around people. So we have to learn to adapt, to protect ourselves still with being open enough to have a relationship and be able to have that effective, positive communication. I'm struggling to express myself, y'all, but I hope I'm getting my point across. That we do struggle. I know I struggle with learning a new way, and I know it's possible because I know there are others beside me who have done this. And in seeing the other things, the patterns in other people, I see them in myself too. And it is a battle, and it's not easy. And we are going to cry, and we, do what you got to do. If you got to be alone, or you got to have no contact with your family, or if they got to have no contact with you until y'all learn better ways, do that. But sometimes, somewhere, somehow, we got to learn to be open and vulnerable and protect ourselves without weaponizing the words coming out of our mouth on a regular basis, like I did growing up. I certainly don't want to see the light die out of another individual's eyes as they stand before me with their physical body still moving and breathing. I don't want to be the cause of that anymore. I'd rather see their eyes light up with joy, laughter. Many blessings to you. Blessed be a healing narcissist.